What's going on, everybody? It's Atasha Watkins, your favorite realtor, and I have something special for you today. As you know, there's been a lot of engagement moving from New York to Florida. So I figured that for all my baby boomers, all my Gen Xers who are retiring and making that move to warmer climate, you're tired of all the snow and everything like that. You just want to sit back, relax on the beach, sip a Mai Tai, or whatever the case may be. You've raised the kids and now they're out of the nest. I brought someone very, very special with me today. I have Cindy Fenty, one of the top agents in Florida. So she can help you with that process of making that move from New York and making it down to the Florida region. Tell me what's some of the best places for you to make that move, introduce you to new constructions, and we're going to tap into each one of those topics. Hey, Cindy, how's everything going today?
Hello, Natasha. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for having me on today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you mind telling the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got started in real estate?
Oh, that's an interesting story. So, my husband actually decided to purchase a home for his mother, and she decided not to move down yet. So, we did end up renting it out. There we came.
Hmm.
We became
Hmm.
landlords.
Hmm.
And after that, the agent that I was using at the time, I wasn't an agent, uh, she decided, she said, Cindy, I'm going over to the lending side. You
Hmm.
need to take the test. I said, what?
Yeah.
She said, yes, take the test. You'll be fine. I'll help you. And
Awesome.
I love her so much. She did. And she directed me down the right path. And
Is she still
I
in the
love it.
business now, or
She is. She's
okay?
doing amazing on the lending side. She's a wonderful person. She just had a baby and got married.
Oh,
Oh, the other way
congratulations to
around.
her.
Got married and had a baby.
Awesome. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to
Yes.
her. No worries. So that's how pretty much you got started through a friend and who introduced you to this business. What are some of the things that keep you going into this business? Because I know for us, it's like a constant grind, an everyday grind. So sometimes we have to find those things that keep us going. What are some of the things that keep you going?
Oh my goodness. My children is a
Okay.
big motivation. I want them to continue to see how hard I work. That's the Caribbean thing to do. We work
Yeah, you know
hard.
us from the islands, definitely. Education is
Yes,
very important to us, and different things like that, and family is very big, definitely. Yeah.
absolutely. And speaking of education, I'm always learning new things. I love diving deep in a lot of real estate topics that's intriguing.
Hmm.
Um, so, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's so much because I believe, Natasha, here's the thing. When I did start,
Yeah.
the Lord, the Lord sent me every experience that I needed to have in this
Awesome.
industry.
Yeah.
And what I did realize that every transaction is different.
Hmm.
I learned something from everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I've ever done, I've learned a lesson from it, and it's wonderful. I just love
Amazing.
how real estate can be unpredictable,
Oh, that's
and
an
you have to be
understatement.
yes, and you have to be prepared mentally to handle everything. Don't just panic. Ah! No,
Definitely, definitely.
everything has a solution. It's just to
Yeah. Do you have any fun little stories about something that happened unexpectedly that we could go into, or should we save that for a little
oh
bit
my
later?
gosh, there's so many. There's so many. I mean, I can tell you for sure. My
Awesome. I
very
know we were
first
having a conversation
transaction.
about a deal that's going on right now that I really want to
Yeah,
touch into. Um, but we'll save that one for a little bit later. So,
we
like,
can.
one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is that I've noticed that a lot of retirees are now making the move from New York down to Florida. How have you seen that transition, and how have you helped other people out to make that move?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people in the North, California, um, they do have a lot of equity in their homes.
Hmm.
So they come down to Florida with a lot of cash in hand, which is a good thing. Most of the time, their home in the state that they left
Hmm.
is paid off, so they're coming with full cash.
Yeah.
Um, that actually has skewed the Florida market a
Hmm.
bit, where a few years ago we had a lot of overbidding on homes, so
Mm.
it drove up the prices a bit.
Was that during the
Um,
pandemic era as
it
well, or do you?
was,
Okay.
I would say, like maybe like just right after the pandemic, it started getting a little crazy
Hmm.
because people started noticing that they need more space if they're going to be stuck in the house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, there are a lot of relationships that were affected because
Okay.
of being in that close space for a long time. So,
Yeah, I get that. A lot of people got on each other's nerves, 100%. And,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that is it.
Do you think that's we know the pandemic has affected the overall market in terms of pricing and everything like that. How's that relationship dynamic affected the market in terms of people separating and everything like that during that pandemic period?
Hmm. Wow. I mean, that's really a very wide question because there's so many things that
Hmm.
may have affected it. But I'd say definitely we did see a spike in divorces.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's definitely been a spike in divorces, and a lot of people passed away, so there were
Yeah,
probates.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that
and short
is the
sales.
probate market very, very big in Florida now? Because you guys did have quite a few people who unfortunately didn't make it through the COVID.
Yeah, so I would say yes. Unfortunately, there were.
Yeah, yeah. That's not a good
Um,
reason to be conducting real
no,
estate. I totally
it
understand that
wasn't. And I mean, we just try to help as agents. That's our
as
job
much as
to
possible.
just help everyone to solve that problem. Um, but definitely, we have right now. I would say right now, this moment,
Hmm.
we have a lot of inventory. Inventory is definitely at its highest
Okay,
for a while,
okay.
and it's not. It's probably a lot of sellers are lowering their prices.
Oh, that's good to know. And then we also
Yes.
seen that the interest rates are taking a pullback as well, which is good. So now we have
Mhm.
that inventory for buyers as well as a lot more people are able to get into the market as well. Correct?
Yes, however, buyers are not really running towards purchasing homes at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say within the past few years, with the spike and the changes in interest rates and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, that has really made people just be a little bit more cautious and wait and observe what's going on.
Okay. And plus, we're
So,
in an election year as well, so I'm
mhm.
guessing. I know in New York that's having a little bit of effect on it as well. I've heard some people said they're gonna sit and wait and see what happening during the election. Are you finding the same thing as well in down in Florida?
Yeah, I am. I am. Some people are waiting. I do have some people in the pipeline that are just deciding to wait a second and see what's going to happen with interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
They are they are ducking, but we'd like it to duck a little bit more.
Yeah, of course, of course. Let's say I wanted to make that move. Like, I'm a retiree. I've heard great things. I'm tired of New York snow. I'm tired of the shoveling. What are some of the things that you would tell me to get myself prepared? And like, where would you? Let's say I'm a little bit older. Where would you direct me to?
Well, definitely you would need to have an agent
Hmm.
to help you along. My name is Cindy Fenty.
I'm definitely, I'm 100% co-signing Miss Fenty. 100%. Yeah.
So you definitely need an agent that will give you a plan,
Hmm. Hmm.
and there's so much to consider when you're moving.
Hmm.
First of all, if you're not retired, you need to know, how am I going to earn money once I get down here?
Hmm.
Now, the
Hmm.
good thing is the pandemic has definitely prepared us for remote work. A lot
Yeah.
of people work remote,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing. You get to be home for your family, especially as women. I know I enjoy working from home to be there for my
Hmm.
babies. All right.
Yeah.
Um, outside of that, sorry about that.
No, you're
Just
all
shift.
good. You're all good. No, no
Okay.
worries.
Outside of that, consider costs. You need to
Hmm.
ask that agent to at least give you an idea of what is it going to cost me to move. I mean, they can also put you in touch with all kinds of figures when it comes to how much is a moving truck going to cost me.
Yeah.
Those simple things. You need to be prepared for that. Because I would say as you can see, everything's going up,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Material is expensive.
it
Material is
sure
definitely
is.
expensive. Hmm.
It sure is. So that's that's um that's the biggest thing is cost. And what I'm seeing nowadays with people that are getting mortgages,
Hmm.
they get a big surprise with insurance, gaining
Okay.
insurance, because a lot of insurance companies have left Florida.
Oh, okay.
Um, that's a whole nother podcast, Natasha.
Just a little touch. Is that having to do with like the hurricanes and everything like that, or is that just a complete different subject?
No, it actually has to do with it's something to do with the hurricanes. The hurricanes are the reason for um, I would tell you exactly the reason.
Okay, go for it.
Roofers, these roofing companies
Uh-huh.
that they really take advantage of homeowners,
Okay.
and that has drove insurance companies out because
Uh-huh.
what they were doing, they
Yeah.
would knock on your door and say, "Hey, you need a new roof," and make these false claims.
Oh
So there was a
wow.
lot of fraudulent claims going on,
Uh-huh.
and that actually, of course, you know how it happens. Once the insurance company pays out, who has to pay for it? We all do
Yeah,
collectively,
we all do. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
that is actually, I would say, one of the main reasons why we've had that peak. You know, the pimple popped
Hmm.
with all these insurance companies. They just left. They left Florida. There are not
Oh
many
wow.
left.
Oh wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, even Citizens is in trouble. Like Citizens is doing some things where they're if you file a claim, they
Hmm.
may just they may just
Deny your
you might
claim.
get a letter just saying, hey, you know, now this is your new insurance company,
Oh
and then
my
you get like a
gosh.
really large bill or something. It's yeah,
So they're leaving a lot
it's a
of
thing.
the buyers in and homeowners in general in the lurch because they're vacating the area. Oh man, that's tough. On a little bit of a lighter note, like if I'm making that move, I know we talked a little bit. We went into a little bit about like the whole new construction and how you've seen a lot of people are preferring that new construction. While here in New York, I kind of feel that most of the clients that I'm talking to is they want like a ready a home that's been lived in and had a little bit of character. If I'm someone who's looking to move into a new construction, can you tell me a little bit about that process? And I know each builder is a little bit different, but if you can just give me like a general overall about how that process will work.
Okay, well, first I will definitely say if you're looking to purchase new construction, use an agent, right? Don't
Yeah.
think because oh, you know, I'm gonna have to pay them. No, when using an agent, the seller is usually who paid the seller usually does, but
Hmm.
a lot of things have changed in Florida.
Okay.
So on the traditional side, that's another episode is also.
Exactly. Exactly. We could
However,
go into
for
that a
new
little more.
construction,
Hmm.
the construction company does pay the agent.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have to worry about that.
Hmm.
Like right now, I'm working with a couple of buyers that
Hmm.
are looking at new construction,
Hmm.
and there's so many administrative things that needs to be done that you, the buyer, needs to stay busy earning that money. You don't need to worry about these things.
100%.
It's kind of like
100%.
getting a wedding planner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
You just got to show up and open and turn the keys. That's what your
Right.
job is, and that's kind of like what I tell a lot of the clients too. Your job is not to worry about the everything else. You should be concerned, but let me take that brunt off of your shoulders. Can you give us a little
Exactly.
bit of example of some of the things that you go through, just to enlighten the buyers of what load that you take off their shoulders?
That's right. And it's quite a bit because I'm telling you, one of my customers, he was just like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. I just can't deal with this. I'm like, listen, that's
Hmm.
why I'm here. That's
Yeah,
why I'm here for you. I'll take care of it.
a
You
hundred
know,
percent.
and the most important thing is asking questions.
Yeah.
If you don't understand something, ask a question. There's no stupid question, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
um, that's where
Yeah,
I
can you
am.
go into a little bit of details of some of the services that you provide for your clients? Like, I know we were talking a little bit about one of the situations that you were going through with one of your clients that you're working with now. Can you just give them a little sample of why it's so important to have Cindy Fenty on their team?
Oh boy. So there's a certain builder that I'm working with right now. I won't call any
He
names.
shall remain nameless.
Yes. So this certain builder has absolutely beautiful and amazing homes.
Mhm,
They're so different from the rest. And
mhm,
I visited a lot of builders.
mhm,
However, uh, they wanted to do things a little bit different that may
mhm.
seem borderlining unethical.
Yeah.
So I would say it's important to, as I say, ask questions, challenge them if something doesn't seem right,
Uh-huh.
right? Because guess what? They will turn their process around. They'll modify it just for you because they want that home sold.
Yeah,
Because every
100%.
day that they have that home on the lot under their name, they have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's a
So
cost
they
for
want it
living.
off their hands. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So like if in terms of where we're moving to and anything like that, is there anything that you would suggest in terms of like pockets that cater more to people who are relocating from New York that makes a little bit more sense to us as New Yorkers making that move down there in terms of the retirement age? There any locations?
Um, well, that really depends a lot on the person. It's like, what's your quality of life look like? When someone's moving here, I ask them, so you want to move to Florida? What would your perfect day, look like?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And they'll say something like, oh, well, I see myself sitting in my backyard. Or maybe they may want to live in a condo
mm-hmm.
with they don't have to worry about any yard or any repairs or anything. Because So it really depends on the person.
Yeah. Are you
So
finding that
whereas
more people, more retirees, are they looking more towards downsizing and choosing the condo life versus buying maybe a small home? What's the trend?
then again, it depends on the person, Natasha,
Okay.
because every transaction is different. Every
100%.
person's need is different, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So one person might be leaving, let's say New York. They may be in a smaller apartment,
mm-hmm.
and then they come down to Florida and see how huge our bathrooms are,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
and, or just anything, beautiful kitchens, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, the wife is usually the one who says, honey,
A
I
hundred
love this.
percent. 100%. I say that all the
Let's
time.
move
Like,
here, honey.
whenever I work with a client, I say that all the time. Look, the husband, not all the time, but generally the husband is just there to get his little space. The rest of the house is for the wife. I say that all the time. So whenever
Exactly.
I'm dealing with a client, I kind of sell to the wife because she's the final decision. I'm a man. I know my place. I'm sorry, gentlemen out there, but we need to know our place. Like the home belongs to the wife most of the times if you're married. No worries.
Listen, the
So
wife, what she
go ahead.
wants is a beautiful kitchen
Yes.
and she wants a lovely back porch.
Yes, even if she can't cook. I'm just throwing out that. I'm just throwing that out there. Sometimes it's for decoration, but I'm just being silly. I don't want to get
Listen,
canceled.
even frozen food tastes good these days.
Exactly, 100%. Speaking
But
of
thank God
that,
I know how
like,
to cook. Okay.
yeah, well, I'm not gonna even go there and mention anything about the islands and say that we all cook.
We
But
love
I'm
flavor.
a, yeah, yes, we do. We do love flavor. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble today. You are not
Don't
getting
do
me in
it. Don't do
trouble.
it.
No worries. But speaking about like food and everything like that, like it's a complete switch in environment in terms of what we think of New York, and we think that the city that never sleeps. There's always something open. If we're looking for that New York vibe and necessarily don't want to go to like Miami and everything like that. We want a little bit of a blend of being able to go to nice restaurants, ethnic food. Is there a particular area that lends towards that, or it's all over Florida? You can go anywhere.
I would say Google is your friend.
Got it.
Okay?
Uh-huh,
Google
uh-huh.
is your friend. I would say there's a little bit of everything
Hmm.
in every town.
Hmm.
For, I mean, like Florida really is there for everyone. You can
Amazing.
find a Caribbean restaurant anywhere.
Okay.
Um, if you want to be fancy, you go downtown or you go to iDrive.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
There's so much. There's a lot to do in Florida, I would say. I
Definitely,
mean,
definitely. And what
yeah.
about I know we spoke a little bit about like the karaoke scene. I don't want to expose you a little bit too much. I know you're a little songbird. What are some of
Listen,
your favorite spots to do karaoke when we're down in Florida?
listen, Natasha.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have karaoke issues. Okay.
I'm coming to
I,
visit just to sample. I
you see,
definitely.
it's just like, it's unusually sometimes a little bit too much where I have to set boundaries on myself.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
But, you know, there's a karaoke spot every day of the week in
Amazing.
Orlando.
Yes,
Cindy
yes.
can't go every day of the week though, but no.
She would if she could. She would if she could.
In my perfect world, I would,
Definitely,
but
definitely.
it was so bad. I'll give you a quick joke. During the pandemic, of course, we couldn't sing karaoke,
Mm.
and all the karaokeers were like, "We need it, we need it." So I went and bought me a little box with a
Get out.
microphone, and I locked myself in the bathroom, and I was having
He was
karaoke
having a
with
ball.
my
No, I believe
wine.
you 100%, 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
So,
In terms like New York is a big is a lawyer state, so
hmm
they handle everything here. You know, we just find the homes and everything like that. How does that work for you guys in Florida? And just to let the audience know, rules for real estate can differ from state to state. So the process in New York can be totally different from the process in Florida or the process in Texas, which I know Texas is a non-lawyer state, so the real estate agents handles everything. What about you guys?
so we are also a non-lawyer state.
Mm-hmm.
We use title companies, and title companies. Some of them are they're backed by attorneys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are affiliated with attorneys, um, but it's basically an office you go into. They are certified agents to handle closings,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's the way we work. There are a lot of addendums that we may use
Mm.
to clarify any complicated situations,
Yeah.
and the title company basically manages all of that. If there is any missing documents,
Mm-hmm.
um, any addendum for any changes that's not submitted,
Mm.
you're not getting funded. So
Got
they
it.
keep
Got it.
it. They keep it. They definitely keep things in order, and it is super important to have a good relationship with a few title companies, which I do.
Yeah.
Because someone can be closing in like Lakeland. I
Mm.
wouldn't use a title company that's all the way on the other side of town. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
No worries. So then also with that question, like you brought up something interesting. Like for me, I keep a team of people around me that, which again, it's going to differ a little bit in New York than it is in Florida. In New York, we're going to need lawyers and everything like that. Who are some of the connections that you, who are some of the connections that you can point some of your clients to that they don't know that they need other than like the
Oh,
title company?
you absolutely need a good home inspector.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a big one, and also a good insurance agent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, well, these are things that your realtor can put you in touch with, but
100%.
a good plumber.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, just all those things. Because now, when you're a homeowner, you need a good AC guy because you don't want to go a minute in the heat. Okay,
No, a hundred
we can
percent, a
fry
hundred
pretty
percent.
fast down here.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from you a lot, and we've had conversations before, is that you're not one of those agents. And just to let our audience know, sometimes there's, in my opinion, and this is purely my opinion, I feel that there's two types of agents. There's transactional based agents, and there's agents like Cindy who take you from beginning to end. And even when the transaction is done, they're there for you, that you can ask questions and, like she says, point you to plumbers, electricians, and different things like that, and offer you these services, so you know that you have any questions, you can come back to that. That's the sense that I'm getting, correct, Cindy?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Listen, people call me all the time, like just customers that's dealt with me for years. Sometimes will call me and say, "Cindy, do you know somebody who could fix tiles? Do you
Mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm.
there's so many things. Do you know somebody who can do my pavers in the backyard? Do you
Yeah,
know I need a pool. There's so many things that you may need,
yeah.
and I would say an agent is definitely one. I like to call myself a full service agent.
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's the way I like to say. Like, there's people like you who are that full service, that full package that has the title company available, and there's just people who are just there to open the doors, and that's what you want to make sure. I always say as well that anything in real estate that you're gonna whether it's insurance, lawyers, whatever it is that you're gonna need, make sure that you interview 3 people, except for your agent. Just go with me and Cindy, and we'll take care of you. No, but
Absolutely.
even us, like you want to interview at least 3 people to make sure that it's not just a fit for you. Uh, in terms of style and everything like that, because some people relate to people differently, and
Exactly.
I can vouch to say that you are a genuine people person and a genuine person that takes that puts the client's best interests first,
I
100%.
do. I do. I listen. I believe you have to understand a person's needs in order to
Hmm.
help them fully. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's basically I have a list of questions that I may ask you. Um, do you still have a mortgage on your other house? Because I mean, there's a lot of questions that matter. That you need to know.
Yeah.
Um, and credit is a big thing if you're looking for a home.
Hmm.
You don't. You may need to still work on some things there, but
Hmm.
I never get into lending. I always direct you to a lender.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't need to know what your credit score is and all of that. That's your business.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
your lender is someone that would, um, I'm in touch with some lenders who would actually mentor buyers
Okay.
to, to get to that next step of home ownership.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. 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 Oh, and I wanted to touch a little bit more on the new construction stuff because that get me really really excited. How is that process for them? Like, are they seeing sample homes? How does that work? How do they pick their fixtures, their finishes, and everything? I know it may vary from lender to lender, but can you guide us through that a little bit?
absolutely. So most construction companies, they would take you through a design center.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's say you say, Cindy, I want to go look at some homes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know exactly what you're looking for, how much square footage. I
Mm-hmm.
will do some research before we even leave. All
Mm-hmm.
right. You'll get an email with all the models and the builders that may fit your criteria.
Mm-hmm.
And we walk in there. The homes are beautiful. The models, they make the models look so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And most people think, oh, when when I close on this house, it's going to look like this. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So, no, it's not. You have to, once you decide, okay, this is the space that I
Mm-hmm.
love. This space has everything that I need. It has the man cave.
The home
It
office.
has the home office,
Nice.
the beautiful porch, kitchen, exactly, right? All the
Mm.
space for the kids. The kids so
Yeah.
they can, just put them way on the other side of the house.
Do I have to
Right.
take the kids with me?
Well,
Okay, we're gonna scratch that one from the interview because I'm gonna get myself in trouble now again.
but let's
But
say it's
continue.
perfect. You love that floor plan. That's
Mm,
the house, right?
mhm.
So now you have to go to design center and
Okay.
basically see what options you want, color tiles, cabinets, etc. Or builders may have an inventory home where they pick the options for you. And
Oh,
sometimes when they pick the options for you, it's not exactly what you want.
okay.
But I would say something like if they put up a, a light fixture that you don't like, that can be changed,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And sometimes the inventory homes are at lower cost than just picking all the options yourself and building it,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So they kind of lump in even the land they have a lot fee. Okay,
Okay.
so everything is pretty much all inclusive when it comes to like inventory homes. Um,
Let's say, is this a possibility? And I don't know, I'm just shooting in the dark. Like, let's say that you were shopping in Home Depot and you saw a tile that you really like, and this is not part of their offering. Is it possible for you to suggest that, or do you have to go with what they have in their packages, or however you to call it?
well, most I would say most of these builders they would want you to pick what's in their inventory,
Hmm.
and if you see something at Home Depot that you love, then most likely you would have to fit the cost to install it.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So you will have to pay for the material and the installation as well, and that'll be an added
Yeah.
cost to you. So like,
No, you,
let's say I'm moving from New York, right? In terms of time frame, like I've paid off my home and everything like that. I want to make that move. I want to take that that money from my property and put it towards a home in Florida. How would that work in terms of me selling my home and closing to when they start building the home, because I'm guessing that they have to build a home and it takes them a couple of months. How does that process and that transition happen?
Well, most builders, their homes take about about 6, 8, 10 months,
Hmm.
sometimes a year. It really depends
Mm,
on the builder,
okay.
right? So that's information that I can also get as an agent.
Hmm.
Um, so you would definitely want to have an agent in the city that you're in
Hmm. Hmm.
first, and then they can also put you in touch with an agent to the whatever city that you wish to move to.
Yeah.
Um, well, there's so many things in, like, I can't even like give you to the top of my mind like what
Yeah. No, I get
exactly.
it. I
There's
get it. I get it. I get it.
so much to do when it comes to moving,
And
and
this is a situation where they would have to sit down with you and you guys would come up with
yes,
a
it's
solid
definitely a
game plan. Yeah,
consultation.
I guess this is comes from a person to person situation where you have to plan it out and figure out their individual needs is something that we
It's
can't just.
different
Okay.
because someone who's moving from an apartment in New York
Uh-huh.
is would be different from someone who's moving from a house
Yeah.
in New York. And
Okay.
why? Because most likely they, if let's say if they're in an apartment, they're renting,
Mm-hmm,
right? And they're
mm-hmm,
looking to they're ready to purchase. Let's go
mm-hmm,
to Florida,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
So there's no equity in any home for them
Yeah.
to discuss. They would have to come with all savings and investments, whatever they have,
a hundred
funds.
percent.
Make sure you have funds and your credit is straight. And also don't make any big purchases if you know you want
Yeah,
to buy a
yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah. It's a funny story. Like my lender, one of my favorite lenders tells this story all the time where, he's helping someone close on a house and they were about to close. Everything was straight. And the week before they were going to close, I'm sorry, a week before they were about to lock the rate and everything like that, not close. They were doing it as a family. And it was the mother, dad, and the son. The son goes out and buy a motorcycle and just almost kills the whole particular deal. So be careful of what you purchase. He's 100% right.
Exactly,
Definitely,
exactly. That can
definitely,
totally
definitely.
flush your dreams down the drain temporarily.
Yeah, yeah.
So, um, but yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like, if you were saying like, and again, this just comes down to individual people. Let's say that they wanted to, like, we're selling a home in New York, and we wanted to maybe even just move into a condominium or a co-op. What makes more sense in Florida in terms of condos and co-ops? How is that process for them?
We have more condominiums
Hmm.
down
Hmm.
here.
Okay.
Um, and we've seen a lot of issues over the years with condos.
Hmm. Hmm.
The problem is a lot of the associations were not keeping a reserve for repairs. Okay, they would
Mm.
just take the HOA dues
Hmm. Hmm.
and not sure what they do with it, maybe mismanagement.
Okay.
However, remember when they had that building collapse in Miami?
Yes. Yes.
That
Yes. I
so that
remember.
basically exactly that actually ignited a lot of new laws
Hmm.
with condos,
Hmm. Hmm.
and now they're required to have a reserve. So
Okay.
what happened in that case, which now buyers have to be cautious with this,
Hmm.
um, take them to see a condo. Oh, I love it.
Hmm.
Then because of this new cost, sometimes the HOA, if you're the owner now, you'll
Hmm.
get a surprise bill.
Mm.
Let's say you're the owner and you're just there. This new law comes into effect,
Hmm.
right? Now the owner just gets a bill from the HOA saying that they're responsible for paying, let's say $20,000,
Oh
but
wow.
it's actually broken up over maybe let's say 10 years.
Okay, 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 okay. So
All right,
it hurts, but it doesn't hurt too bad. And this is
exactly.
to
But
build up the reserve of.
sometimes people end up selling their condo because of that, because it becomes just really out of their budget, or
Oh wow.
they just don't want to deal with it.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
you can actually be paying an HOA of $600 a month when you were paying something like 250.
Got
You
it.
see what I'm saying?
Oh
Because of
wow,
this
it's
new
that big of
law,
a jump.
it's a big jump.
Oh wow.
So those are questions you have to ask, and
Yeah.
always ask to see the HOA bylaws.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
And
before you don't sign anything until you see that.
is that something that you help explain to your clients as well? Do you go through that with them, or what does that look like?
I mean, I would review it and maybe mention to them any concerns I may have, but I always advise them if there's any question that they need answered legally, they need
Mhm.
to seek an attorney's advice.
Yeah, so that's more in the attorney's realm in terms of like going through the bylaws and everything
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, well, it is in terms where we can in, we can understand the language. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not difficult. I mean, parking rules, don't
Mm-hmm.
fix your car in front of the house, those kinds of things. Just curb appeal. Well, that's for single family ownership, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for condos, maybe no loud music, those kinds of things.
Okay,
Um,
okay. No worries.
so yeah, you'd want to know.
So if Tasha Watkins was moving to Florida, like I am in my mid 40s, everything like that. I've gotten rid of the nightlife, but I still like to eat and go out to restaurants and different things like that. Like, what area would you suggest for me? Like, if I'm coming down to Florida and I know nothing of, I've been to Florida on vacation, but I know nothing about the area. What steps would you take? Would you take with me? How often should I come down before I decide to make that move? What would you suggest?
That's a good question, Natasha.
Thank you.
So that I would say it does take a few trips.
Mhm.
However, some trips can be eliminated with being informed by your agent.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
Um, first, when you first come, you would definitely want to say, Cindy, hey, I want to look at some areas of interest. This is what I like to do. I like to go out and eat. I would say go down to Dr. Phillips. So you'd probably want something not far, but it really depends. It really depends.
Mhm,
Because
mhm,
here's the thing. This is just my take on things.
okay.
I don't mind living a little bit further away from the action,
Mhm.
and then because I like my serenity. So I don't mind driving a little 20, 30 minutes to downtown Orlando
Okay.
and down to I Drive, and you see all the restaurants are down there, lots of things to do down there. You just park your car and you walk around.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, there's the Orlando Eye area,
Mhm.
museums, great date night ideas. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
so at Dr. Phillips, I love Dr. Phillips.
What kind of place is that?
Dr. Phillips is well, Tiger Woods
Yeah,
lived
yeah, yeah.
in that area,
Okay.
so and it's for reasons very very bougie.
A little bit uppity. No worries, no worries, no worries.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely,
but
definitely.
it's fine.
That's good. That's good. Anything else that like, and we talked a lot about the baby boomers, the Gen X, the retirees. New York has just gotten so expensive. So I also see like families that are trying to make that move out of New York as well. Anything that they should pay attention to when they're making that move as a family?
Well, I say don't worry about the alligators. That's I don't know. When I speak to a lot of New Yorkers, they say to me, "I'm not coming down there. There's alligators." It's rare. We see them sometimes, but they're not going to come knocking on your door.
I
They're not.
want to say this: New Yorkers are BSing because I bet you New York subway rat can beat an alligator any day. They're probably just as big. I'm sorry, I'm hitting on my own city, but we know those subway rats are just as big as those alligators. We're not even
Oh,
gonna go there, but whatever.
well,
Uh,
I mean, well, it's gonna definitely be an adjustment for a family,
okay.
because things are much slower down here.
Hmm.
Um, it's not you're not gonna hear sirens and whatnot. So
Yeah. I don't think that's a
quiet.
bad thing that we're not hearing sirens.
No, the I guess that sometimes the unexpected things are
Mhm.
the weather. Like when I moved here, I did not know we had tornadoes.
Okay.
Like what? And hailstorms. What?
Hailstorms. Okay.
Hailstorms. Yes. I mean, like sometimes it happens.
Is that a particular
Um,
season or is that just like random? Is there?
Mostly in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, in the fall we see when it's starting to get a little bit chilly in between, and then it gets hot and then it gets cold.
Okay.
Yeah. So we wake up in the morning. Sometimes it's right now we wake up to around 69 maybe.
Uh-huh,
That's
uh-huh.
not too cold. 70.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then by 12 o'clock we're probably at 85.
Okay. All right.
See?
Cool. 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 Cool.
So the weather is one thing.
Yeah.
Um, Property taxes are sometimes a concern
Okay.
in certain areas, certain counties.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can definitely see which counties would be best for a buyer.
Okay.
Um, and insurance can be a surprise too. We discussed that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Because I know big thing. I work with a lot of clients on the island. Is just depending on how close they are to the water. Flood insurance is a thing. So I'm guessing like hurricane insurance is a big thing down there as well, right? Especially with
it
what's going
is.
on in the world lately.
Yeah, we just had Milton, and
How are you
I
doing?
tell
I'm
you,
so sorry about that. That was so unsensitive. How's everything? How's the family doing with everything? How's the
everyone
your
is
area?
well. Thank God. Everybody's
Thank
good.
God.
Um, Boy, I tell you, it sounded like King Kong was moving through those trees back in my backyard. I'm telling you,
Oh my God, this was a
it
bad
was it
one.
was
I know.
crazy.
Yeah,
But I lost some shingles. I still had power. It was fine.
yeah, yeah.
But people definitely come down here and don't expect the weather.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of hot days. The summers are really hot.
Mm.
But I feel like New York is hotter because I am a Brooklyn girl. If y'all didn't know,
I think New York is more humid, right?
it is. It is quite humid in New York. Um, what else?
Yeah.
The bugs. There are a lot of strange bugs.
I think they're
Like I
moving
have
up
not
north
seen
because I've
anything.
seen some weird stuff this summer too. So I think they're moving up north as well.
Yeah, we have
One
love
thing I
bugs.
do appreciate
Something.
about Florida is that,
Mhm.
and again, I'm from the islands as well. When I get off the plane, it smells a little bit like home because I smell that salt air, and
Uh-huh.
it's. I think that's why a lot of Caribbeans move down there as well. It kind of reminds us a little bit of home. And you've been there for a while now. How's that? How's the culture? How's the lifestyle? How do you feel down there compared to New York? And is there pockets that remind you of up north just without the snow?
Mm, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I love
Mhm.
Florida. I really do. I love New
Mm.
York too. New York does have its advantages where you can find food right around the corner.
Yes.
In Florida, you definitely have to get in the car and drive.
Okay.
So, but most things are not more than 20 minutes away.
Okay.
Um, I have multiple grocery stores that I can choose from,
Mhm,
and there's even a Bravo down here. Well, actually now they're Key Food. So my Caribbean folks, you could find your cassava. Okay.
100%, 100%, 100%.
Then we
No
got a
way.
couple roti shops and things around. So
I
um,
can get my doubles.
yes, you could get your doubles.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
one thing I would say though, for a family that does have children,
Hmm.
it's good to look around the cities with A schools.
Okay.
Okay, that's how I started. When my husband and I moved here,
Uh-huh.
that's what we did. From New York, we were looking, and we found. I'm in Apopka. I love Apopka.
Hmm.
It's very quiet. There's still a lot of well, there used to be a lot of trees still, but they're building. Builders are building. So there are homes here.
Okay.
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 There are condos. There's something for everyone. And
Nice.
what I love about Apopka, it's pretty much very centralized. It's the second biggest city in Orlando. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice, nice.
huge. Um, it's not far from downtown Orlando. It's 30 minutes from the airport.
Hmm.
So that's not bad.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And if you're a cruiser, Florida, a lot of the cruises leave from Florida, and it cuts out that whatchamacallit, that flight time
The
from New York to
flight.
down to Florida. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So we have
Sorry.
multiple ports.
Yeah.
We do we have some that leave out of Cape Canaveral,
Hmm.
right here in Orlando, and you can drive to Tampa,
Hmm.
or you can take a 3 hour drive to, well, 3.5 hours maybe, to Miami, Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale. So
Definitely.
there are several options when it comes to cruising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Is there anything else that we need to know that keeps you down there that you really enjoyed about living down in Florida that you would encourage retirees to make that move?
Hmm. I love the fact that we have a lot of warm weather here,
Hmm.
and maybe it's because I'm a Caribbean girl.
Yeah.
Um, but that's the one thing I do love about it is like it's not called the Sunshine State for no reason. It is really, we get a lot of sunshine.
Hmm.
Um, and whereas making friends, there are a lot of New Yorkers down here. Yes, they're already here. And a lot of people from different cities, different states.
Hmm.
So it's a
Yeah.
melting pot. It
Okay.
definitely is. Um, the fact that we do have a lot of everything. I mean, I could find food wherever I want to. It's
Yeah.
not a,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, so it's really not bad. I love the convenience. I love getting in my car and just taking a drive to get a jug of milk.
Yeah.
You know,
What is the hardest thing to transition? Like you said, you're a Brooklyn girl. Shout out to Brooklyn. What was the biggest transition for you? Coming from Brooklyn, where you could walk out, you go to the local, get your patty, bacon, egg, and cheese. What was the biggest transition for you when you made that move?
friends.
Oh,
I
wow.
missed my friends.
Yeah.
I missed my friends in New York and my family too. I have
Yeah.
family in Brooklyn still.
Yeah.
And but I did make new friends.
Hmm.
Um, and I still talk to my friends on, on the phone and whatnot. And now we have just WhatsApp and all kinds of things. We can video and talk.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. And we do take for granted sometimes the relationships we have until
Yeah.
we're not with each other anymore. So I do value my friends.
A hundred
Yeah.
percent. All right. Amazing. It was such amazing being able to chat with you and just discuss everything in terms of Florida. And we're gonna have all your contact information on the video as well for anyone who wants to look into maybe selling their property in New York and taking advantage of all that equity that we've accrued over these past couple of years and transitioning. And the quality of one of the big things that I hear is that the quality of life is different in Florida. Like New York, you're paying $3,500 for a 2 bedroom apartment, and it's like a
That's a
little
mortgage.
box. You know, definitely. Can you tell us a little bit about how much bang for your buck you can get down in Florida as well?
Oh, definitely more. I mean, like I tell you, that $750,000 home in New York,
Hmm.
and if you spend it down here, you're definitely keeping some change in your pocket, a good bit,
Definitely,
quite a
definitely,
few
definitely.
$1,000s.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
hundreds of thousands.
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Cindy, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you? What are some of your social medias? What's your Facebook, Instagram? And we'll have those down below in the link in the description as well. What's the best way to get in
Yeah,
contact with you?
of course. So you can find me on all platforms, and you'll find me on Instagram. It's Cindy Fenty Cares. Okay, and
Yeah, she does.
if you Google Cindy Fenty, I will come up
Definitely.
on
Awesome,
Google.
awesome.
Just Google me,
No
and
worries.
I'd love to help. Real estate is such a passion for me.
Hmm.
I just love just the unexpected, just all kinds of things I can learn.
Yeah.
It intrigues me.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a different opportunity every client.
it
100%.
really is, and I
Definitely.
mean, like today, I can be talking to attorneys and fighting with the bank for just to save someone's house,
Yeah.
and tomorrow I can be talking to a director of a builder's company. So
Yeah.
I love the fact that I can communicate at all levels for my
100%.
customers. So
Definitely, definitely. It was such a pleasure talking to you. And like we have to do this again. There's more that I know there's
absolutely.
more that we can touch on. There's more gems that we can give to the community, but I don't want to keep you too long. So, again, thank you so much, Miss Fenty. Thank you so much, Cindy, for taking the time out to
No
spend with us, me
problem.
and my audience. And we look forward to talking to you again. Is there any final words that you want to leave them with?
Hmm. Don't worry about the alligators, guys. Okay, seriously. No, I really had someone say they want a second floor apartment because of the alligators.
Oh my God. Oh
So
my God.
don't worry about the
Yeah.
alligators.
Yeah.
Don't make rumors hold you back from your dreams. That's what I would say.
100%. Yeah.
Okay? Find out for yourself. Take that move. You're never going to know until you get up and move.
Yeah.
Because when I was in New York, the biggest thing is change. It's like
Yeah.
really scary to change and come into a new place where you don't know anyone. So take the leap because it's not bad. There are good people down here,
Yeah.
and there are good people in New York also.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
debatable, but okay.
yes,
I'm joking. That's definitely just a joke. There's wonderful people in New York. I always say I would never live anywhere else, but I don't know how to. I don't know. Thank you
I
so
don't
much.
know. When you come down here, you might say different.
Could be. I'm going to take you up on that offer. You're going to tour me around, show me to some of the top karaoke spots. You know, I'm looking forward to it 100%. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Cindy.
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome.
Blessing. Thank you.
All right. Bye. It's Natasha Watkins. Thank you so much. Your favorite realtor. I'm out of here. Peace.